Hello, kia ora, g'day. I'm Philip Duncan from Weather Watch TV on YouTube with your 7-day Australia-only forecast and 7-day rainfall outlook recorded on Thursday, July the 18th. There's a lot to talk about today. We've got plenty of Southern Ocean stormy stuff down here. We've got a high pressure zone in the middle and another high in the Indian Ocean about to move on through. Look at the southerly flow here, dropping temperatures across northern parts of Australia, especially noticeable at night time. And that southerly goes all the way up past Indonesia towards the Philippines, which is quite stunning. And on the other side, you've got this warm northerly wind heading off down towards Antarctica. So cooler over here in the east, cooler in the southwest, but warmest by day in the north to northwest, and that nor'wester as it moves along ahead of a cold front. So there's a few things going on today. For Thursday, Perth is wet, 16 degrees your maximum, one of your cooler days of the next week. Hobart has its coldest day, 10 degrees for you, down to 2 degrees tonight. Mostly sunny though, just a few clouds around. Melbourne's only got a high of 11 and a low of 7. Dry, got a couple of showers coming in for Friday. Here's some interesting things though, up in Cairns. Overnight low tonight is 12. That's quite cold for that far north. And over in Darwin, your overnight low is 14 tonight, but does lift up to 22 degrees 1 week from now. So that colder southerly is certainly being felt. On Friday, it'll be Adelaide with the rain coming through. So this main area of rain pushing into South Australia. And so Adelaide's got a high of only 13 degrees, one of your coldest days of the next week ahead. But as this cold front moves along, there's a windy nor'wester ahead of it. So it'll briefly warm up before the colder weather comes in. And so everyone here in the southeast is about to get a temperature drop. Interesting to note, in Thredbo, you got 5 of the next 7 days coming up have got snow in the forecast. Very different to the South Island of New Zealand, which doesn't have snow at all. There's been a lot more snow forecast for the Thredbo area, for example, than around Queenstown in New Zealand. So that's just something to note. So let's go into Saturday. Speaking of the snow, here it is coming through. It could be quite heavy up in the mountains. Lower down, just the usual cold rain and showers, maybe some hail in the mix as well. There'll be some snow flurries around Tasmania. And once you get into New South Wales, the further up you go, the more it dries out. But that colder airflow does come into Queensland again. You'll notice that more so maybe on Sunday, but the temperatures will be going down for you. Speaking of Brisbane, 23 degrees for you on Saturday, not too bad, but your overnight low is only 8. You got a sunny week ahead, and worth noting that just inland in like places like Toowoomba, you could be down to frost territory going into Saturday night, Sunday morning, and certainly Sunday night going into Monday morning. But all the energy and action mostly down here and around Adelaide, and a few showers in the southwestern corner with a windy westerly. By Sunday, we've got that cooler airflow heading further up the country, but still, if you're in Cairns, your high is 26 degrees and your overnight low is 17 with a sunny week on the way. On the other side, 20 degrees in Perth for you, not too bad, and a few showers with that westerly wind. Plenty of showers along the coastlines here and still up around the hills and ranges and mountains. West coast of Tasmania and the farming districts in the northwest there getting perhaps the most rain for you on Sunday. And on Monday as well, as that windy westerly carries on, it could be up to severe gale, might be damaging gusts in there. It's a little too early to lock that in just yet. Keep up to date with the Bureau of Meteorology. They're the ones that do the official warnings for you. And look at that high pressure zone. So after the cooler southerly, frosty weather is going to be around right up into Queensland as well as we start off next week. By Tuesday, no real change, although the easterly sort of starts to crank back up again in Queensland on the coastal side. That drives in some cloud and showers. Do you say Queensland or Queensland? This is something that I've thought about a lot lately for some reason. I think it's because we've got American connections as well when we do our weather videos. I'd love to hear from you guys about that one. It's a weird little question. Anyway, down here in Tasmania, rain carries on and it's windy as well with that setup because of storms down here in the Southern Ocean and the next high way out off the map, and that allows this low to form around Perth and the southwestern corner of Western Australia on Tuesday. So apart from that rain, there's not really a lot going on. You know, these two areas of rain here in the south, not a lot going on thanks to this high pressure zone for you on Tuesday. Canberra's mostly sunny, 14 degrees. Adelaide sunny, 18 degrees. By Wednesday, we've got this high pressure zone moving out to the Tasman. So now we've got a northeasterly, northwesterly flow. Pretty mild usually when that's the setup. and the low here around Western Australia deepens. That allows for some heavier rain coming through as that system moves along. Northerlies on that side, southerlies coming up there. So temperature drop for you on Wednesday. So if you want some warmth, head over to Sydney. You'll be about 19 or 20 degrees and mostly sunny weather on the way. Our final map for Thursday of next week, taking it big picture because I want to show you how messy it is at the moment. Big storm down here in the Southern Ocean, south of Tasmania, but you've got northerly winds coming through here for you around that low pressure zone. But look at this southerly coming into Perth. It's coming from very close to Antarctica and right up. So you could be seeing a big temperature drop in Western Australia next week, but it's so far out, it's hard to lock in. All it takes is a high or a low over here to move in, and that southerly gets knocked away. But for now, that looks like quite a big system. And we've got some rain out here as well around Norfolk Island. Here is the 7-day rainfall map. Speaking of Norfolk Island, you've got a bit of rain on the way, maybe 30 millimetres or so, but nearby, some heavier stuff. Similar story for Lord Howe Island, but the heaviest rain will be around the west coast of Tasmania, where you're getting between 100 and 150 millimetres coming in for some areas. On the eastern side around Hobart, might only be 5 millimetres. So again, the mountains and ranges do their thing. Plenty of wet weather though in the southwestern corner of Western Australia, 50, 60, maybe 80 millimetres, and potentially getting to 100 millimetres, potentially. And then obviously the eastern areas here, not seeing much in the way of wet weather. All right, before I go today, Bunbury, Western Australia is our flight sim place of the day, just south of Perth. Your annual rainfall, 726 millimetres. You'll be getting some of that rain coming up in the next week. Quite a bit of it actually, could be close to 10% of your annual rainfall is about to drop in the next 7 days. Maximum temperatures not too bad, overnight lows not too bad, and the wettest days are today, Monday and Tuesday next week, and potentially next Thursday as well, as we talked about that new low that could be forming. Great spot, by the way. This is like the other Gold Coast for Australia. That is all from me. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday next week.